Hello, welcome to Quick Learn Photography, straight to the point videos that teach you everything that I've learned in over the last 10 years of professional photography. My name's James, and in this one we're going to talk about why I use Aperture Priority so much in photography. Aperture Priority. Now, I've done a previous video to this explaining what it is, how to set it up and how to use it. But in this one, I'm going to talk about why I use it and why many other photographers use it as well, because it's so handy having Aperture Priority. And there's another setting as well that can help with this when it comes to quick fire documentary type photography. So thinking of, say, weddings, I did a lot of weddings. I do them every now and then for like friends or family sort of thing, but I used to do weddings. Aperture Priority was the way I photographed 90% of those wedding photos, and there's a reason for that. So Aperture is where you choose the depth of field, and it lets a lot more light in. And the wider the aperture, the more shallow depth of field is. You know, when the background gets more blurry and you can isolate your subject. Also, it lets more light in as well, so it doesn't put the sensor and the ISO and all that under pressure. If you don't know what aperture is, then check this video out here. And it's just a basic overview of what it is and what it's doing, okay, and the effects. So Aperture Priority is where you set the camera. So you choose the aperture, but the camera does the rest. So you can have auto ISO and auto, it's kind of on auto shutter speed. So it will adjust accordingly while you're just concentrating on the aperture, and you don't have to worry about the rest. You can control how dark or light those auto settings are with exposure compensation. So what I'm going to do is put the 3 videos of that up here as I'm talking. That's shutter speed, ISO and exposure compensation, because they all work together with Aperture Priority. So with Aperture Priority, you choose your aperture, say f2.8, f1.8, whatever it is you want to do, f5, depending on how much depth of field you want in a shot or how dark it is and you need more light. And it's great. So when you're doing documentary stuff, say like a wedding, Aperture Priority is fantastic because you can really concentrate on getting that right aperture, controlling the light and that shallow depth of field as well, and you don't have to worry about the rest. You can flick it up and down a bit with exposure compensation to sort of, if you think I want it a bit more ambient, a bit more dark or a bit brighter, whatever you want, but you don't have to keep faffing around with all the settings in manual, especially if you're doing fast documentary type work like a wedding. You haven't got time. If you can do it on manual, fair play to you, amazing, but you know, you don't have to worry about the rest. It's kind of like driving a car in automatic and all you've got to do is steer and everything else is doing it for you. Okay, you just concentrate on the steering. So if it's on cruise control, automatic, blah, 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 you don't have to worry. So yeah, Aperture Priority is so handy for real quick fire documentary stuff. And if you set it in a certain way, I'm going to show you in a minute. It's a secret setting that I've got. I didn't come up with it. It's just a general thing, but I don't think it has a name. Here's a link to that video below, above, sorry, where you can stop the shutter speed from dropping too low. So that way you don't have to worry about the shutter speed getting too slow where the shots are going to start getting blurry. If it's too bright, the shutter speed will go up accordingly and kill off the light so it's not overexposed. Brilliant. The ISO will do the same. It'll go up and down. And they're kind of working for you while you're just concentrating on the aperture. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You can just choose what sort of shot you want with the aperture. So yeah, if you really want to isolate the subject, have that shallow depth of field, that wide aperture, brilliant. If you're doing a group shot or you want more in focus, then you dial down the aperture so you get that broader shallow depth of field and it's not isolating so much, so you get more in detail. And so on and so on. So you can just run and gun all day like that, and all you have to worry about is the aperture. You can nudge it one way or the other with their exposure compensation. That's a really handy thing to learn if you're on an automatic mode like Aperture Priority with auto ISO as well. This video here, there's quite a few videos here for you to review to get the best out of Aperture Priority. Many professionals use it, many wedding photographers use it, documentary photographers use it, and just general photography. If I'm outside or if it's ambient light, if I'm not adding like artificial light like this or adding the light, then Aperture Priority is what I use 95% of the time. Okay, it's a really, really handy thing to use. So if you really want to get to basics of how to use Aperture Priority and why it's so good, then check the videos that I've put before, and I'm going to put those videos below. Yeah, and just keep practicing with it. Set it to how you want it, and it will save you so much time. Because with documentary stuff or anything that you have to get quick, and where Aperture Priority really, really does help you, then you can concentrate on getting the shot, capturing the atmosphere, you know, really making that atmosphere good and really freezing those moments that you can just go really fast and capture it without having to worry about the settings and all that. Aperture Priority is so, so good for that. And that is key, isn't it? It's getting the shot. You don't have to worry too much if it's not perfect or whatever, but if you've caught the atmosphere, if you've caught the moment, then that's what matters, and it really stands out, and you've recorded, you've documented, you've frozen a moment in time, and you've got that shot. So whether you're doing it professionally for work, so a client will be like, brilliant, you really caught the atmosphere of this event or whatever it is, or a wedding, like you capture the atmosphere, you freeze those moments, and you can just concentrate on that and let the sort of automatic settings in Aperture Priority worry about the rest. So yeah, get practicing with that. And some hardcore photographers, they're like, I only shoot in manual, I control everything, even the ISO, I like complete control over the settings. Well, if they're fast enough to document real quick pace stuff while shooting in complete manual, that's amazing. I'm not that good. So I rely on things like Aperture Priority to take the load off, and I can just concentrate on getting the shot. So yeah, have a play around with that. Aperture Priority is really, really good, and that's why I use it, really trying to capture the moments, fast, quick pace stuff where you can really get those moments, and Aperture Priority has helped with that. So I hope this video helps, and give it a go. Also as well, I forgot to say, if you want any one-to-one coaching online, which I'm doing now, then get in touch with the link below and tell me what your needs are photography wise, and if it's something that I can help with, then we can do that online. So details are down below, and it'd be great to work with you.